Alright, welcome back. This is episode 2. Today I'll be making a projectile. I haven't really decided what projectile, but we're gonna make one. First though, I think I'll start off with a Ragdoll script because I kinda need one of those. So if we go to replicated storage, I'll add a module script. It really doesn't need to be in replicated storage, it could be anywhere, it doesn't matter because I'll tell you why. But I'll just add it there because I don't know where else to put it. So basically a module script is only going to run whenever another script tells it to run, and it will return a value. I think I talked about returning a value last time with the return character on the hitbox. Okay, I guess I didn't. Okay, I guess I didn't. But basically, I'll teach you about it in another script editor. Alright, so we're back in this editor thing, and I'll teach you about return values with functions and stuff. So I'll make a function like right now. Alright, so here's our function. Add numbers, number 1, number 2. Basically, just, the sum is equal to the two numbers added together. And then we'll return that. I'll show this in a second, so let's just do this. So we have that. So basically, the sum, so added numbers here, is going to be the sum over here. So obviously we're finding the sum of 2 and 3, which should be 5. So let's print it. As you can see, it printed 5 because this function returned sum, which is these two numbers added together. So it returns it to this, so this will equal this sum, which we can print that out. I hope that clears up what return values are. So yeah, let's get back to ROBLOX. Alright, so now that we're back here, we have this return value. So basically, whenever you call a module script, the module script will return the value. So let's just do like a return something random that we can print. So we're just returning hello world. So the way we run a module script is by using a function called, I think it's a function called require. And then we put our module script in. Alright, so that will run whatever's in here. So if you run this, basically this just executes script by testing, So if you run it, it'll print that, and then if you print this require script, uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Here, let's do this. Oh, I spelled print wrong. Okay, that's kind of confusing. As you can see, it prints hello world because the module script returned hello world. So I just use this because I don't want to write the same function in every script that I make. So I'll do that. So we're going to do a function ragdoll here. And then we're going to return that function. So what we want to do here is we're going to loop through everything And actually, you know what? Let's do a true or false. So this will decide whether we ragdoll them or unragdoll them. So let's just add that in. So if the true false that we input is true, then this will run, and if it's not true, then this will run. So we loop through everything in the character. And then actually let's do this real quick. Let's make another function up here. So we have our make ball constraint, which will just make a ball socket joint, which imagine you have, it's just like how your bones, like your shoulder, you can rotate it. But this one you can't control. It's not active at any way. It'll just rotate. So what we do is we have the motor, which is basically what runs, like keeps your limbs together, makes you run animations, etc. So we're going to make a ball constraint here. So what I just did is I made two attachments. Um, at 1, comma, at 2, just makes two of them. Instance.new attachment, comma here as well. So they're both attachments. And then I think let's just name them. So I named them Destroy Me because we're gonna end up destroying them later. It's not really, you can name it whatever you want, doesn't matter. And here's kind of important. So we're going to set these attachments to each, side of the motor, so that we can basically I'll explain what an attachment is. So if we have a part, let's insert attachment into it. If you go to model, I think, and constraint details, draw on top, you can see the attachment, and you can move it. Oopsies. So you can move this attachment around, and it's just to show the location of something on a part. So say I wanted to add a rope or something. So there's two attachments, you see, and they're connecting each side of the rope, so it's just like a location on the part. So we're gonna set the attachment's location to the two parts where the motor that we input here is attached to. So what we did here is I set the location and rotation of the first attachment to the location and rotation of one of the points, I guess, on the motor. And I'll do that with the other one. So now that we have that, you just have the two attachments on each part. We're going to parent these because how the attachment position works is it's different for each part. So it'll kind of move to that position on each part, if that makes sense. So we're going to parent these to where it needs to be. So now we have that. It's just parented to where it is. And we're going to make a ball socket thing. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2. Let's just see. Alright, so it's attachment 0 and 1. So we have that, it should be pretty obvious what it's doing. It's attaching it to both of the attachments, and then we're parenting it to whatever the motor's parent is. So now that we do that, we're going to make this function execute on these whenever we have a motor in our character. So basically we're just disabling the motor and then making the constraint whenever we have, whenever we actually get the motor. And so okay, actually I have to make a platform standing as well. So I think I explained what it does last time, but if you didn't know, it's just kind of, it's like a stun. So let's see. We're going to run this on ourselves in the. So we're just executing the function with our character, and we want to ragdoll. So there we go. Okay, I forgot about that. Not a big deal. We just need to make it so that our body will like kind of collide with the floor. So let's do this. We're gonna make a part so that each of the parts can collide, because platform stand makes it so that your limbs, or not limbs, your limbs will not collide except for your torso. So we're gonna fix that. So we're just, setting the properties of the parts. Should be pretty obvious what it does. Whoopsies. I'll zoom in a bit so that you can see it better. So we're setting that, and now we have to weld that to our part so that it'll actually stay with it. So I'm using a regular weld and not a weld constraint this time, so that I don't actually have to set the location, because the part, since it's a weld, you can like edit the location of the weld, but if you don't edit it, it'll always be 0, 0, 0. So the touchy part will always go to the very middle of your part right here. So we have that. So we have it welded, and now we're just going to parent the touchy part. Just put it into the character. I think this should work. Oh, actually, I forgot to set the size. I'm very cool. I think we could just set it to like 0.5 on each side because we don't really need it to. We can't make it bigger than 1 or else it'll interfere with our actual body parts since our body parts width is like 1. So let's just try 0.5 for now. Okay, it looks like he's having a little bit of a seizure. Maybe we have to make it smaller. I mean, okay, I guess that worked. Alright. So now I'm going to make the unragdoll. So, else if not true false, then let's just copy this. Actually, okay, I have to set the touchy part's name or else we won't be able to recognize it. So let's do that, and we can delete, actually no. If V is a ball socket constraint, then going to destroy it. And then we're going to get the motor 60 and enable it again. So if V is a base part and V.name is touchy, and then we're going to just destroy it. So remember this attachment we put up here, we named it destroy me. We're just going to destroy those, and we're going to re-enable our motor 6Ds. And then we're going to make ourselves not stunned by making our platform stand false. So let's try it. So we have the ragdoll, and then let's unragdoll. And there we go, look, we're back to normal, and that's pretty good. So now I'm going to get to the projectile. Alright, so we're in Blender right now, and I think I'll just make the projectile like a rock. Since they're pretty easy to model, I don't feel like going into too much detail about it. Just add a cube, Shift A, mesh cube, and then press tab to go in edit mode, right click, and then subdivide it so you get this. And then just pull some points around until you have a good cube. Sorry, I meant to say rock. Okay. And if I think I mentioned this last time, but the key is G to move stuff around. I mean, okay, that's a decent rock. Maybe I should have just added a subdivision surface actually. Okay, that's kind of ugly. Alright, well here's our rock, I guess. I will just leave it at this. I don't really want to get into too much detail with it. Alright, so let's just export it. File, export, FBX or OBJ, won't really matter since it's only one part. And then go back to Studio. Alright, so we'll insert a mesh part. And just use our rock file. So we have our, I guess our rock, it's a bit big. I think I'll make it a little bit smaller, just like a pebble. And then you just edit the properties however you want it. I'll just keep it at this. I don't, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to turn off can collide. And yeah, okay. So there's our rock. And I'm gonna move this into server storage. So we can clone this when we need to. Let's just add another remote event. So let's just name it rock throw because, you know, we're throwing a rock. And in starter pack, we're going to open up our client script. And then let's just get a rock remote thing. So, and then, okay, we're going to change this to strong punch key. I'm going to make mine T. You can make it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And I realized that I'm kind of not going as much into depth as last time. But you should be able to follow along if you watch the last tutorial, which was also pretty boring, but you should watch it. And give me views. So it's just like input some values, I guess. Yeah, so you know, else if different key, then you fire the other remote. I think you should probably understand this by now. And then yeah, so we'll go on to our server script. So here's where we left off last time, I guess. Let's add a, let's see, strong punch remote. Let's add a rock throw remote. And then where did I put? Oh, there's a cooldown. So let's just add a cooldown. And then let's just do a thing. So we'll do a function called rock throw. Okay, and then yeah, player. Oh, strong punch remote on punch. Oh, okay, never mind, never mind. Yeah, just ignore what I just said there. Here. Whoops. So yeah, we're just gonna connect this function every time this remote is fired. So let's just test it by printing something. So if I press T, it should print hello world. Yeah, there it is. So Now actually we're going to weld a rock to our hand because I don't want to re-weld it every time that we throw a rock. So yeah, so I'll teach you this, I guess. So we're gonna weld it to our right arm. So let's just move the rock out of server store. And then there's the rock. So here. We're gonna move the rock into the position we want. So okay, that seems about right. And then here's a trick. So we're going to print a C-frame that we can use on our arm. So let's just do this. We gotta rename this dummy because it's the same. Just name it rock dummy. So we printed C-frame to object space, and then rock dummy right arm.c-frame. So as you can see, it just gave us a bunch of numbers. Basically, to object space, it's acting as if this object is 0.000, which is like in the very middle of the world. And then this rock is like, it's printing where the rock is relative to the right arm. So we can use this. So using our toWorldSpace function. So, I'll just put the rock into starter character scripts, and then I'll put the transparency at 0 or 1 so that it's not visible. And then here's a trick, or not a trick. So where did we weld? There it is. Okay, so now that we have this very useful C-frame over here, we can do this. So yeah, we have this rock, and then we're gonna weld the rock. So and then we can input the C-frame we just got right there. So that'll bring the rock to our hand, and then we can just weld it. We could even just copy this over here. There we go, and let's see if the rock works. So let's just put the transparency at 0, and let's see if the rock will show up. Okay, I guess the dummy's arm was upside down or something. But do not worry, for we can just set the Y value of this to negative, because Y is up and down, and so the rock will go to the bottom, which is the other side. And look at that. So the rock is on our hand now, so very cool. Put the transparency back at 1. Now, actually, let's make another VFX just for our rock throw. It's gonna be too bland if we're just throwing a rock. So let's get a bit of a snazzy effect. So let's delete this rock and let's add in a torus, and then we're gonna at this bottom left, don't touch the torus because this menu will go away if you touch it. At add torus, you click that, and then you can change this. So major radius, you could change that. Whoopsies. Here, I'll add it back. And minor radius, change that to kind of small. That's a pretty good size. And let's see, major segments 48 is a bit much. Okay, let's do 12. And then that's good. We're gonna shade smooth. Alright, so I think there's our VFX. I don't really think we need much from this. So let's just do, actually let's rotate it. Let's go to the front view by holding Alt and rotating around until you get to the front. RX 90 so that it faces the front. It's not sideways. It'll be slightly easier to script. It won't be hard if you don't turn it sideways, but you know. Just export it. And let's import this string. Okay. So that's our ring. We probably won't need it for now. But let's just edit the properties. So I'm going to make it neon. Alright, and then we could change the transparency. Alright, so that's what it'll look like. So imagine just for our VFX we'll have like 3 of these things. It's gonna be like that big or something, I don't know. This is going to be a very dramatic rock throw. Okay. We're going to make this anchored and not collidable. Okay, very cool. So now we're going to actually make him throw the rock. Or make our character throw the rock. So for our rock throw, we're going to first clone the rock from server storage. And then we're going to put the C-frame of the rock in front of our character. Should be similar to what we did with the punch wind thing last time, so. Alright, and then now here's a cool thing that will make the rock actually move. So let's, actually, you know what? Let's do something a little bit cool. Let's add some trails to the rock. Alright. Because it's a bit boring right now if it's just a rock. So let's add some trails. So we'll just add 2 attachments. And we're going to add a trail. And then how this trail works is it'll stretch from one attachment to the other, and it'll just like stay in the same place, and eventually it'll go away. I'll show you. Just set the attachment 0 and 1 to our attachment. And then as you can see, if I move the rock, the trail will actually, you know what, we have to move these attachments as well. So let's just move this one to the top and that one to the bottom. Alright, now look what happens when we move the rock. There's a trail. We're gonna edit that trail though, because it's a bit ugly. So let's just do, let's see. Transparency. So I guess we'll do 0 to 1. Just makes it completely invisible and then visible at the end. And we're going to change the lifetime because, as you can see, look how long it lasts. Not very cool, right? Lifetime 0.2 seconds, so it should be gone pretty fast. Look at that. Let's change the color as well. I think I want to have like a gray going into a white. And that just looks gray. Alright, that's a bit disappointing. Alright, that's okay. That's a pretty decent trail. Let's see if there's any other. Light emission 1, we can make it emit light. That's pretty cool. We can change the texture, but I'm not going to because I don't feel like making a texture for this thing. And okay, that's fine. So let's just copy paste this over to the other rock. And then for this one, we're going to disable the trail because we don't want it following us all the time. You can just turn off enabled. Moving that back into server storage. Now we're going to, let's make an animation first. Whoops. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Just pretend you didn't see anything. Okay. We're gonna make a new one. So, again, pretty basic animation. I'm not very good at animating. You probably know how to animate a little bit, at least, from my last tutorial where I just taught you how it worked. Obviously, I'm not very good. Alright, let's make him throw it now. Alright. I have an idea for this rock throw. I'm gonna make a very dramatic charge. Okay, that didn't really go as planned. But whatever, it doesn't matter. There's our throw. Let's just export it. Okay. So let's insert the animation now. Okay, now let's go to the server. And where to punch anim? Alright, let's do rock anim. Okay, so now we're going to make our rock that's connected to our hand visible. So we're going to change the transparency of the rock using, well, not using anything, just change. As you can see, I'm also enabling the trail because I want it to show. And then, so yeah, that's our rock showing. Now let's make it play the animation. So we're gonna play that animation, and then here's where we're going to make this rock actually move. So if you remember when I did knockback for that hitbox, or not hitbox, a strong punch, used body velocity. We're going to do that same thing, but we're going to parent this to the rock, and then it's the same, and then we're going to parent the rock to game.workspace. So let's see if it works. Okay, so it did work. We got our rock. I feel like it's moving a bit slow. I want this rock throw to be extremely dramatic. Let's see. Okay, also where's the trail on that rock? Okay. Did it not? Okay, I guess I didn't copy paste it. Alright, so we had a trail. Okay, now we have to make this actually do damage. So, let's, you know what, have I implemented the ragdoll into the actual script yet? I don't think so. Okay, let's do that first so that we can use it for the rock as well. We're gonna name that the Ragdoll Script. Alright, so now that we have the Ragdoll Script, we're going to make a variable so that we can get the function. So we'll do local. So if you remember correctly, we had a return value in our script which returns the function. So if we do ragdoll this, then this ragdoll right here will be equal to this ragdoll right here. So now let's just find where they said platform stand. So Control F. Okay, I guess I didn't add platform stand. Well, whatever. So let's see. BV, we have the body velocity. Let's just ragdoll them. So ragdoll. And then let's see. You know what? Let's do this. So we'll do a coroutine just so I can teach something extra. So a coroutine, like coroutine, makes it so that this will run without any delay. So if I just did like print if I did print hello world below that coroutine, then this would be running at the same time because it'll add the item to debris, and then it'll skip immediately to this, and this will also run, if that makes sense. So I'll show you, I guess. Yeah. So I just implemented the ragdoll, and it should, as soon as I punch them, it should print hello world, and it should also ragdoll them at the same time. Yeah, okay. So it printed hello world. I don't know why it didn't ragdoll. Well, that's a bit awkward. Uh, okay, what? Alright, so I found my error, and it was that I actually have to run this because this is just creating it. So we'll do this. So the coroutine wrap will return a coroutine function. So we can just run this right here. And then boom. You could also do it another way, which I can show in a second. It really doesn't matter which way, they both do the same thing, but yeah, it should ragdoll. And then he gets back up. There's some weird physics with that where he pops back up. It's not really a big deal, probably. But yeah. Alright. I'll show you the other way right now. So if we can delete this. And then the only reason I'm putting it in a coroutine right now is because when it runs strong punch hit here, this will wait. So it'll like wait 2 seconds and then it'll go to the next character, and then it'll wait 2 seconds and it'll go to the next character. So I have it in coroutine so that it doesn't have to. It'll just keep going without waiting. So what else? The other method we could do is this. This will just resume this coroutine create. You could also do it this way where you just copy this and then local idk equals and then just resume idk. That also works. So I can show you that right now. It'll work the same as what I just did. As you can see, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we have Ragdoll implemented. We can add that to the rock. So we'll make it so that the rock actually hits someone. Alright, so basically if this rock clone that we touch, if something touches it, it'll connect this function. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're gonna have to learn this at some point. So it'll connect the function that we're making right here. See, normally we just have it like this with already made functions, but we're just gonna make it right here because, you know, it's something you have to do anyways in the future at some point when you're reading, if you're gonna read someone else's code. So we'll just do if, okay. So if there's a humanoid in there, then this will execute. So we're gonna make that humanoid take damage. Just make it do like 10 damage, and then let's make it ragdoll. So we can just copy this from up here, and let's ragdoll them. And let's also add some knockback. Alright, hold on. Let's just replace car with hit.parent. So let's add some knockback. We're gonna do this knockback right here. We can just copy that and paste it. Generally, I don't recommend copy pasting unless you already, if you're the one that wrote it, then it's not a big deal. But like, if you're copy pasting someone else's code, not very cool. I don't know why I even mentioned this in the first place, but you know, don't copy paste unless you actually know what it means. And let's just lower this because this is way too much knockback for a rock. and let's see. I realized that I didn't destroy the rock, and now okay, okay, I'm back. I made the velocity like 500 for some reason. I guess I typed it wrong, but I put it back at 50, and we're gonna make it so that it doesn't hit our, you know, it doesn't actually hit us because it did. Actually, let's just do this. Yeah, so that way it destroys the rock after it actually hits something. So that we don't have it hitting us like 100 times. That was not very fun. But as you can see here, look, once I throw the rock, it hits us. Because I didn't make it not do that. So let's do that real quick. If hit.parent find first child humanoid and so basically, if it doesn't find an ancestor by our character's name, then it'll execute. So if it's not our character, then it will execute by, find first ancestor. I think I went over that, but let's see. Yep. This is kind of OP. I like this rock. Alright, I'm having too much fun with this. Let's add a little bit of a wait after the animation because it's playing like before we actually throw the rock. Alright. Alright, that works. So I think that's pretty good. Let's add our ring that I was talking about earlier. So yeah. I'm gonna put this into the FX folder. So let's see. Um let's get some tweening up in here. So Jesus, why did I just say that? I'm gonna put the transparency of the ring at 0, and then make it have like no size. Actually, what was the size before? Like, I'll just do like 20 by 1.5. So if we just put the size at 0, and then here's what we're gonna do. So we're going to add another coroutine. So here's what we're gonna do. So let's do. So we're making another coroutine, and then let's run this. So what we want to do is we want to get this ring, and we want to put on the rock, and then make it really big. So let's let's make some. I think we already have a tween info here, so we can just use this. All right, cool. So let's do if rock, because if the rock already hits something, we don't want rings. So and then let's do the tween. So did I make an effect folder variable? Yeah, I did. It's called FX folder. Okay. So, you know, this, you should probably know what this means from last time. So, and then let's set the parent to workspace. Okay, and then let's just do this like 2 more times. This time I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So let's do like 15 by 1. 15 by 15 by 1 actually. And then let's do this again. And this time we'll do like 10 by 10 by 0.75 or something. And oh, actually, let's do transparency to 0. Or 1, you know, make it disappear. And then, okay, actually we have to destroy this. So what's the tweening info? Like 0.5? Alright. We're just gonna add this to debris. Alright. So let's see if it works. It should be like 3 big rings coming from the rock. Okay, that worked way better than expected. I think it's a little bit too small. Let's make it very big, like 100. It's 1.5 times 5. 7.5. And let's just put like 5. I'm not gonna do the exact math. I don't feel like it. Alright. Let's see. Alright, there, look at that. That's some cool combat game stuff. Let's see if it works if we kill dummy. Oh my god. That's pretty brutal. So that's like a AUTMUI type thing. This rock is overpowered. I swear to, dude, this is awesome. I could do this all day. So I think maybe we could add something to the the dummy when it gets hit. So you know what? Let's hop back into Blender. Let's make like a gas cloud, or not a gas cloud, more like a dust storm. So it's not an icosphere. Let's turn the subdivision down to like 1. And let's go to edit mode, and we can turn on proportional editing. We're pressing O. And let's just drag this around, make it cool. And then, you know, Shift D to duplicate it. You can move it around. This is not going to be very good glass cloud, but it'll be pretty cool. Alright, now we're going to do this all together. But you see how it's like intersecting in the middle? That'll give us like extra triangles, which will lag our game a little bit. Given it's not very many extra triangles, we just want to like minimize lag. So let's just go to modifiers, add modifier, boolean, and then union, and then select with the little eyedropper thing, select our other icosphere, press apply, and then you can select the other icosphere and delete it. And now you see there's no intersect between these two, and we can just do that again with this other one. So Boolean, union, and then boom, apply it, and then delete this one. Now you see there's no intersect thing. Now I feel like this is a little bit low poly, so maybe I can add a subdivision surface. Okay, that is pretty good. Let's drag around. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Shade smooth. Okay, that's a bit ugly when it's shaded smooth. Let's just keep it shaded flat. Wait, actually, maybe I can auto smooth it. So if you go to triangle, auto smooth. Nah, that's ugly. Alright, shade flat, that's fine. And then set origin to 3D cursor, and then set geometry to origin to move it to the middle. Alright, so now let's export this. And if you go here, let's just do mesh part again. Alright, so here's our dust cloud. We're going to do the same thing we did with the other one. Alright. So that's how big I want it to be. I mean, okay, I like this rock. Oh my god. Alright, so let's just copy that, and then we can move this, so. Alright. Did I open the wrong file? Cause, yeah, I opened, okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. Because I had to open an autosave, because I crashed earlier. Alright, so let's do the dust. So, when it gets touched, let's see. Rock.touched. Yep. And then let's do the dust down here. So we have the size, so let's copy the size. And then let's do the transparency to 1. Alright. And then let's set the dust size to 0. And then we're going to set the C frame of the dust to our hit.parent.humanoid report. Alright, so pretty much same as the rings. We're just going to tween it upwards. And that's pretty much it. I'll move the tween down here, actually. It's not really that important how you order this. I just decided to do it this way. Alright, let's see how this looks. Alright. Okay. That did nothing. Oh, I forgot to play it. Alright, yeah, tween play. Now, the dust should come out of the character. Alright, that was kind of bad. Oh, I know. I forgot to anchor it and stuff. Alright, let's see now. Yeah, that's good. This is a total sniper. Look at this rock. Oh my god. I love this rock. Alright, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe next time I can do camera shake. Of course, the description for this game will be in, not description, the link to this game will be in the description of this video. So you can check it out if you want to. I'm sorry I didn't go as in depth as the first tutorial because if you've paid attention to it, you should know what most of the stuff that I'm talking about right now is. So yeah, it shouldn't really be that, you know, you should be able to follow. Actually, you know what? I didn't add a cooldown. I just realized. Okay, here, that's not very hard. Here. Yeah. Alright, so there's our cooldown, 5 seconds. You know, pretty basic. I talked about it in the last video. So yeah, 5 second cooldown. Oh, also, okay. I don't know why I keep forgetting this, but remember game players get player from character script at parent. Just copy paste that in. Um, alright. Now it should work. So there it is. There's that tutorial. Hope you learned something. Very cool. I'll see you next time. Also, sorry about the music in the last video. Uh, like and subscribe. Yo, what's up, guys? It's me from editing yet again. And I forgot that we have to disable this rock that we're holding in our hands and make it invisible. I don't know why I forgot that. You know, it should be pretty easy. False, and then transparency is 1. And then also, we need to add this rock clone to debris because we don't want some infinitely flying rock if you miss. So just made it for 3 seconds. So it'll fly around for 3 seconds and then it'll stop. Yeah, see, it's gone. So yeah, there's the rock. Very cool. And then we got the punch with the ragdoll. Okay, I missed that. Okay, yeah, there it is. There's a tutorial. Sorry. I hope I can remember everything that I need to do next time. Okay. Alright, like and subscribe. Bye bye.